Feel the fear and do it anyway. This is a video based off the title of my favorite book and is perfect for facing your public speaking fears. Thank you for joining my channel again. For those that are new, I'm Neil, founder of Simple Speech Success, and I'm so excited to have you here on the channel for these very unedited, chatty channel conversations where I cover everything to do with public speaking, whether that's presentations, speaking on a stage, running a workshop, presenting on a team or Zoom call, or trying to set up your YouTube channel, get better at presenting on camera with camera confidence, all of the above and more, including if you've been asked to give a toast at a wedding or a birthday or a celebration. So I'm so pleased to have you along here. And for those, again, who are new, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the latest helpful tips, insights, and hacks to help you go from where you are now with your public speaking. You might be feeling overwhelmed, anxious, dreading the next presentation, to where you could be, which is confident, certain, and ready to put your best public speaking foot forward. So excited to have you here. And again, as you'll see from my other videos on my channel, it's a very relaxed, informal conversation. I'm really here to connect with you and what you are going through with any of your public speaking fears or anxieties. So I'd love to hear more of your comments in the chat. I can tailor videos to that down the track. And on this video, what I am focusing on is feel the fear. Now, this is based off one of my all-time favorite books by Susan Jeffers, and I'm going to quickly flick up on the screen the cover of the book. You will see that I have read it many times. It is well worn, and here is the cover of the book. So it is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway: How to Turn Your Fear and Indecision into Confidence and Action, by the wonderful Susan Jeffers. As you can see, it is very, very well worn, that book. And again, while it isn't specifically focused on public speaking, what is very interesting, and I'm just going to actually read the opening of the book to you, what I find absolutely fascinating is in the very first opening chapter and the intro to this book. What do you think the biggest fear is that is listed at the top? So it starts off with, what is it for you when we're talking about fear? Fear of public speaking, asserting yourself, making decisions, and the list goes on. And again, fear of public speaking. I find it so interesting, again, as you'll see on my channel, that is the number one thing that is mentioned on that list, and it aligns with all of the stats that are out there. I mean, this video is being filmed in 2026, and again, public speaking is ranked and is increasingly, from what I've seen and heard and read, again, becoming an all-time greatest fear. And I think we live in a world and landscape at the moment where public speaking impacts every area of one's life. So whether it's in the workplace with being tapped on the shoulder and asked to give a presentation that you then start dreading, whether it's running a workshop, whether it's setting up your own business, whether it's presenting on camera for YouTube, whether it's putting yourself out there on social media, whether it is trying to raise your personal branding as the subject matter expert in your field, whether it's attending a job interview, whether it's going to a networking event. And I'll be doing some other videos on that because I read a very interesting article and it made me think of a great video that I'm going to be doing about going from shy to high. And I know that a lot of people are very cautious about networking events, and again, that is another form of public speaking where you're mingling, where you're chatting, where you're connecting with people. And I just did a recent video on how I'd love to reframe public speaking into public connection, because again, it is all about connecting with you, with one other person in the room, online, on camera, in your workshop. Public speaking impacts so many areas of our life. And that is why I'm here. That is why Simple Speech Success exists, to help you get over any fears you have with public speaking, but it comes with helpful tips, frameworks, and steps to, again, go from where you are now to where you could be. So feel the fear and do it anyway. I absolutely adore this book and this title because it really sums up for me what public speaking is all about. The more that you can feel that fear and do it anyway, the more experience you get under your belt with public speaking, the more exposure you get to different settings with public speaking, and the more that you can gain confidence, certainty, and clarity. Now, I'm going to be speaking about 3 elements that this book brings up, and it's all based, I think there's going to be a lot of videos I'd love to do about this book and the insights I've learned from it that I'd love to share with you. So please comment if you'd like me to create some more videos on this topic about feeling the fear. And it is all based on a quote that I love in this book. So I'm just going to bring up the quote on the screen at the moment so you can all see. And this quote is incredibly powerful. It says, all you have to do to diminish your fear is to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Susan Jeffers, feel the fear and do it anyway. Again, develop more trust. Now, how do we do that? There are 3 elements I'd love to cover in this video. Number 1, certainty. I'm really big on this topic because I feel like a lot of people are chasing confidence, they're pumping themselves up, they're getting themselves ready to speak, when in actual fact, confidence will come if you shift your focus to certainty. So if you have a great framework and you are certain for what you're going to be covering in your presentation, how you're going to be delivering it, what timely takeaways you're going to provide to your audience, and more. So certainty is a big topic that I'd love to do lots of videos about using my proven frameworks and formulas and experience in front of the camera, behind the camera, listening to speeches, coaching people. Certainty is where it's at. Number 2, to develop more trust in your ability, it's all about structure. So following a structure that I've used in multiple speeches that I've done, in presentations, in workshops, and more. I love the power of 3, and there are various ways that the power of 3 can be applied, whether it's the start, middle, and end, whether it's 3 key takeaways, the list goes on. I can do many more videos about structure, but structure is so important to be able to connect with your audience and your viewer, to be able to engage people, but importantly, it gives you the confidence to develop the trust in your ability that you know exactly where you are heading when you start public speaking or giving that presentation or that workshop or that toasts, etc. So it really helps you go from where you are now to where you could be, and I'll be with you every step of the way, helping you with that structure, how to adopt it, how to implement it, and more importantly, how to tailor it so that it works for you and your specific situation. And the 3rd element, again, is all about storytelling. So storytelling will enable you to develop trust in your ability because there are so many wonderful techniques you can use for storytelling to entice, to engage, to inform, and really bring to life your specific storytelling in your specific public presentation, your public speaking opportunity, your workshop that you're running. Storytelling is all about authenticity. It's all about bringing the viewer on that journey. It's also about potentially sharing those unique anecdotes, case studies, personal stories, and experience that you have as the subject matter expert in your topic, and sharing that with your audience. So again, we're all about certainty, we're all about structure, and number 3, we're all about storytelling. And all of those elements will enable you to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. When you're tapped on the shoulder or to give a speech at your workplace or at another venue, or you've been asked to run a workshop, or you've been asked to speak on stage, you can move then from that initial fear and trepidation to knowing, hang on, I've got this. I've got this. You've got this. You have the trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. So again, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I highly recommend reading that book. I'd love to cover more insights and takeaways from it. But again, as always, thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and happy public speaking.